So I thought I shot this movie in the head, killed it, buried it 2 years ago when I did my Bumblebee movie review. But as I look in the comment section, it's just complete chaos. Insanity. But, shout out to Darth Nihilus, who is just taking souls every time they come for you in the comment section. I don't know why they do that. You just keep ripping them apart, and I enjoy, reading it. But this movie, and some other movies, I always talk about how they give you feelings, emotions. Maybe they remind you of a time in your life, you know what I mean? A flashback, things you can relate to. Because when I was younger, I had an eccentric grandfather. He was a little bit out there, crazy dude. You know what I'm talking about. And my grandfather, when he would go to the bathroom to take a shit, he would leave the door wide open. And he was one of those people that he had to take off everything, like shirt, pants, shoes, socks, hat. Like he had to take everything off to take a shit. So imagine how traumatizing that was as a kid walking past that open door bathroom, seeing your grandfather take a very strenuous shit. So I guess in a way you can say watching the Bumblebee movie made me feel like a kid again. Anyway, I'm going to talk about this movie in a little more concise way than I did on my first Bumblebee movie review. And I'm going to let you know why I feel the way I feel about it. To start off this movie, we open up with a war, a very confusing war. Now, I'm not talking about the graphics or if you jizzed in your pants when you saw the old school Transformers and that made you feel all happy inside. I don't care. I'm talking about the war itself. Why were they fighting? Who was right? Who was wrong? Because, it kind of reminded me of Star Wars, where the bad guys use the rules to take control of the Senate.
Do it.
So by law, they were the lawful ones, and the Jedi were the rebels. That's why they called themselves the Resistance, because they were resisting against the law. And so I'm thinking on Cybertron, did the Decepticons get voted into office? Was it a Decepticon president, or what kind of, politics was going on Cybertron that resulted in a war? It was a confusing war to start the movie with no background or understanding about why the fuck these people are fighting. So the war thing is just my first problem with the movie. Now, as we get into my second problem with the movie, or the writers, or how they did this movie, it's Charlie. They introduce us to her in the worst way. She's supposed to be the person or the character that we root for. Well, the first thing we get from her is a wasted scene of her waking up, brushing her teeth, deciding not to take a bath, going downstairs bitching at her mom about where's breakfast. Like, who talks like that to their mama? Then she complains about she needs money to buy a car. Now, I think that's a complete wrong way to introduce a character like that you want me to root for. Because the way they could have introduced her, which would have been a whole lot better, was showing her at her job. That scene where she's at that corn dog shop or whatever. And don't have her wasting shit on characters. You can have her busting her ass, working hard, showing how skilled she is, doing multiple tasks. You know what I mean? And then you flash forward to her getting her paycheck from her boss, where it's not comparable to her work. So you kind of make her an underdog, somebody that we can see is smart, that can problem solve. She's multitasking at work. She's busting her ass. She's likable. And then her boss is underpaying her. So that's going to make us want to root for her. That's going to make me want to see her get justice in a way, good things to happen for her, because I see she's a good person. But when you introduce her to her in the way you did, with her complaining and bitching at her mom for no reason, it's just a complete wrong way. And now we get into my third problem with the movie. Completely wasted screen time. We get the stalker little guy, Token from South Park, who just bursts in her garage or whatever and sees her and Bumblebee in there. So we get a lot of wasted screen time with them going joyriding and fucking around, when I think that character development and all that story time could have been great if it was spent on Bumblebee. Fourth, I don't know shit about the Autobots, Bumblebee, Optimus, Shatter, Dropkick. I want to know how Bumblebee grew up. I want to know what he did in his teenage years. I want to know what he did with Optimus Prime before the war. I want to know what Bumblebee missed about Cybertron. I want to know what Bumblebee felt about the war. If he lost friends. I want to know, why do I care about Bumblebee other than the fact that he's Bumblebee? Because remember, you guys, I feel like people don't understand this. The title of this movie is called Bumblebee.
Say my name.
5. The whole story of this movie is dumb as fuck.
Rick, have you ever heard the expression, the customer is always right?
So the government attacks Bumblebee when he gets there. But the Decepticons get there and they're able to communicate and make a deal. Not just a deal of epic proportions that allows you to use our satellites. I don't mind the military aspect of the military joining in to catch Bumblebee once he gets there and having all that shit go down. That seems perfectly logical and something I would like and see in a movie. But just the fact that the Decepticons are getting there and working with the government and the government is so stupid, that's the part that I have a problem with.
Everybody knows you never go full retard.
In closing, the only good thing I can say about this movie was the last fight scene. There were some cool little parts where Bumblebee was fighting either Shatter or Dropkick, whoever the fuck that was. It was some silly shit when they had Charlie running literally in the fight scene and they had her getting blasted and blown up where she should have been dead. You know, so that was stupid. They could have left that out and just had her run straight up to the crane and do whatever she did up there. But I think I went through enough reasons as to why I didn't like this movie. To be honest with you, I've never seen a Transformer movie that I actually like. I just always fast forward through the human shit until we get back to the, actual Transformer parts. Because the human shit is always stupid, the Witwickies, the Wade, the K Yeagers or whatever, and now we got the Charlies. So it's always a waste of time. It's always stupid. It's never nothing that adds to the story. So that's just how I feel about these movies. Maybe you feel different. I'm pretty sure if you do, you're gonna let me know in the comment section because that Bumblebee damn movie review won't die and it's been 2 years. But anyway, y'all, don't forget to like, subscribe. I would appreciate that. And I'll catch y'all ass out there in this universe. Peace.